Welcome to part 4 of the tutorial of how to add or edit any information for your business's public listing profile on GayPages.com. This part of the tutorial will be a detailed discussion about the company description section of your profile and should answer any questions you might have about completing, editing, or troubleshooting this area of your profile. As the company description section contains a lot of important instruction and information for you, this part of the tutorial will be broken up into several different segments, with each segment addressing a specific part of the company description. Segment 1 is going to be an introduction and overview of the company description section. We will also discuss the significance of headers, along with how to create and correctly format them. The company description section gives you the opportunity to add a personal touch to your listing and to tell potential customers exactly what you want them to know about your business. This is a great place to give information about what your business does, your history, the kind of services you provide, your specialties, your mission statement and values, or anything else you wish to include about your organization. Since you can update your listing anytime you want, this section can also be a great place to advertise and inform potential customers of any current or upcoming sales, promotions, or special events that you have going on at your business. We're going to be using our example company again in this tutorial, and I have written some information for the company description of example company. So I'm going to quickly paste that in here. And the formatting of the information that you write in this section and the headers you use for the information are important. So when viewing your public listing, we're going to go to this tab, and this is exactly what our public listing would look like right now from a potential customer's point of view. So when you look at this, you can see that there's already one header in here at the top of company description where it says about example company, and it would say about the name of your company. So for the first bit of information you write here, you do not need to put a header above it because the Gay Pages website layout already gives you your first header, about example company. So you should think of this first part of information here as the introduction for your company's description. So apart from the introduction, the rest of the information you write in this section should have a header. So this and on down. You may want to consider breaking up the information into a few different short sections like I have so that you can add multiple headers. Headers are important because the words that you include in them will be the keywords that cause your business to populate in a Google search by a potential customer. So it's generally a good idea to include in your headers the name of your business, your city, your state, something about what type of company you are or the services you provide, and that you are a gay-friendly or LGBTQ-friendly business. This is why it can be beneficial to have more than one header in your description because it can be difficult or overwhelming to try and include all those pieces of information into one single header. So I have written some headers for example company. So I'm going to quickly type those into my company description to show you what some good headers might look like, and then I'll show you how to correctly format them. So again, we do not need one for this introduction paragraph because the Gay Pages website already gives us one. So we'll start here. Okay, so now that I have my headers all typed in here, when you read over these headers, you may notice that they sound a little redundant in some areas, as in my first heading says Orlando, Florida, while this one says Central Florida. And this one says proudly works with the LGBTQ community, where this one says gay friendly. So stating similar information in a couple different ways can actually be beneficial because it all depends on what a potential customer is typing into their search engine. So based on the vocabulary that they personally use or what town they live in, they might type in Orlando, Florida, or they might type in Central Florida, or they may type in LGBTQ friendly, or they may type in gay friendly. So the idea is to appeal to the most possibilities of paraphrasing what somebody might type into their search engine when they're searching for a business. Headers must also be formatted in a certain way in order for them to be effective in being recognized by a Google search. So now I'm going to show you the correct way to format your headers. So starting with the first one, first you're going to highlight the header that you want to format, and then go up to the toolbar up here and go to paragraph format. So the options you see here are heading sizes. You can select any size you want, heading 2, 3, or 4, just not heading 1. We do not use heading 1. So for your first heading, a good tip is to start with size 2. This is because the heading sizes must be used in order from largest to smallest. For example, you can use a 2 and then a 3 and then a 4, but after you have used a 4, you cannot go back and use a 2 or a 3 on any headings that come after the 4. But you also don't have to go smaller each time you use a new heading. If you prefer, you can use all H2s or all H3s, or a 2 and then a 3. But again, whatever you do, if you choose to use different sizes, they must always be in order from largest to smallest throughout your company description. Your headers must also always be bolded. So for my first heading here, I'm going to start with the heading 2, and then to bold it, we go right here to bold. And now we are done formatting this first heading. So we'll go down to the second heading, again, highlight, go up to the toolbar here to paragraph format, and I'm going to do another heading 2. And then don't forget to bold. We're done with that one, and we'll move on to my last heading. Highlight, paragraph format, and this time I'm going to do a heading 3 just because. It's totally up to you, again, as long as they go in order from largest to smallest. So now if we save this, we can see what it looks like from the public perspective. We refresh this page. So you can see here the first heading that's given by the format of the website, and then our intro paragraph, and then all of our other headings, they're uniform with the top of the page here. This is a good template for how your listing should look when you're done editing and formatting all your company description information and your headers, if you do not have any pictures, images, or videos in your description, which will be explained in a later segment of this tutorial. But as far as text goes, this is generally what you're looking for. And this concludes the first segment of the editing the company description section of your profile. In segment 2, we will be discussing clearing carryover formatting when copying and pasting information from another source into your company description.